We just got done watching the series premiere of Creature Commandos, and man, this show is off to a crazy start, and it is not what I expected it to be at all whatsoever. And I think that's actually a good thing that it's not what I expected it to be. Like, this is wild. You know what I mean? Like, this is wild. I was not prepared for what we were going to be really getting into with this show, but they're definitely setting the tone. Of course, as always, they are utilizing James Gunn loves utilizing the news, and that is what the news should be used for in projects, is to deepen the lore of everything else that's going on. And I think this episode did a good job of starting us off with that, kind of getting into the eyes of the Themyscira and figuring out about what's going on over there. We get the return of Amanda Waller. The actor is still Viola Davis, which is something that I love. I think that's just an amazing thing that they are able to still kind of have the same act, like have most of the actors just kind of reprise their roles across the board, and it's dope. We quickly find out what we kind of found out in the trailer, and that's that the government has quickly stopped Task Force X and all of those things from happening after, I believe her name is Adebayo. I might be making that up, but after Amanda Waller's daughter basically outs her after the events of Peacemaker with what she's doing with like the Task Force X and all of those other things, it is now basically government law that Amanda Waller is not able to do what she was doing anymore with humans. So she puts together this ragtag team of monsters because monsters aren't humans, so she can get away with it. Of course, that's her. That's what she's trying to do. It makes a lot of sense, and it's dope. This is nice. This is nice. I think this is a good look for it. I think Matt just said it. I love how Waller just adapted after the events of Peacemaker, and yeah, she basically just adapted to the situation and was like, all right, well, we're still gonna have a task force. We still have jobs that need to be done in a black ops sort of way. So we're just gonna kind of switch all of that to, you know what I mean? We're just gonna switch all of that to just being straight up monsters, which is a dope vibe. By the way, I love all of these monsters. I think Dr. Phosphorus is definitely going to be one of my kind of favorite characters, but I love characters like this that have powers like that. His entire look and everything, it's just, that's my cup of tea. So I'm hyped to get his episode to figure out more about him. In this first episode, we don't really figure out about anybody other than the team. It's just kind of world building a little bit and kind of letting us get ready for what is going to come next. And they did a good job of doing that. We really got the table set for us with them going to this foreign land, trying to protect this princess, and letting us know that this princess is she is horny for who else other than Rick Flag Senior. You feel me? She was ready to do the damn thing for him, and I think that's crazy and hilarious. And I did not think that it was going to be paid off so soon, but it was. And hey, yeah. So this guy Alexi, he had me rolling. He reminded me so much of Red Guardian. You know what I mean? Like I really like that. I like that vibe. So I'm excited that there is someone like that, because I definitely thought that was just gonna be Frankenstein's character was basically Red Guardian, but no, 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 no. He is very different. He is much more complicated. Everything is a lot more complicated actually, and it's kind of insane. We basically quickly just go through the motions. I really like the setup between GI Robot and Nina, and how he's like, yo, I've been waiting 74 years, 23 days, and 52 minutes for a friend to kill Nazis with. And I love how Nina is as well. Their dynamic is awesome. I hope we get to see that grow over the course of the season a little bit more. I think those are two characters that I would really like to see more from. Weasel was being a crazy psychopath in this whole part, which is something that I was down for. I like his. I think that they brought the whole. He's killed 27 children or whatever. We see Dr. Phosphorus and some of the other robots. Everybody was chilling. They were having a good time. I liked it. I like this, I like the guards. I like how the guards look as well. The guards look freaking raw. Like, everything about this already, it definitely hit. It definitely hit for me, and I appreciated it. One thing I just was not ready for yet again was just how horny she was really going to be for my guy, Rick Flag. Like, she was so ready. Like, she was butt naked, ready to do the damn thing risk it for the senior biscuit. You feel me? She needed that senior discount. She was there like, what? And he really got up out of there because he's trying to keep it very business like. And I think that's, I think that's funny. I think that's funny. I like it, yo. And I also like the little connection between Nina and the bride that gets established. I think they did a good job of establishing kind of the pairs of who these characters are going to be, right? We have the bride and Nina. We have Nina and GI Robot as well. But then we have Dr. Phosphorus and Rick. They're gonna obviously have their own type of thing go on as bros or whatever. It's gonna be dope to see this team basically break off into different sets of pairs and to see how those pairs interact with each other. That's something that I'm very hyped to see. And I don't think it's something that we really got to see from the other projects that James Gunn has done before in these group genres, right? Like we didn't get to see like Rocket with Gamora, or you know what I mean? Like we didn't get to see a lot of these different switch ups for the teams in those ways, or whatever the case may be. So I'm happy that he's also able to keep these group team up shows, movies, projects separate from each other, even though he does so many of them, right? He has three different groups that he has done projects for, and each of those groups are distinctively different from each other. Like by all means, they are very different from each other. The dynamics with each other are different. How they feel about things are different. Like I just like the way that he's able to kind of tackle those different characters, and I want to know what he can do with them for the rest of this season. To be completely honest, after the bride and Nina break out of the building, which was basically a funny kind of thing within itself. We find out that they go back to where everything started for the bride because she has some unfinished business. After that, we get this sick ass fisticuffs fight between Dr. Phosphorus and Rick Flag because they were just going ham, yo. They were just going ham. They were throwing hands, and that shit was crazy. Like that it was crazy. I just really liked it. I just really liked how they were throwing hands. I like how it was still burning him, and it just wasn't okay, and all of that good. Like I like it, bro. I like seeing it. It was badass. They were really throwing fisticuffs. Hands were being thrown in these episodes, even if it wasn't on like a major level. Like this part right here is crazy. Oh no. This part right here that happens is so badass. They like fall through the roof. They both get up. He gets up. His neck is broke, and he like kind of knocks it back into place. Awesome. You know what I mean? That's awesome. I love things like that, bro. And I loved this episode. I think they did a awesome job of just kind of putting everything together. And then we see this old lady here who's been keeping an eye on the house for our guy. Not our guy, bro's a creeper, but Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure this is a picture of Zac Efron. I just need to be sure about that because when I saw it at first, I was like, yo, was that Zac Efron when we were doing the watch party? I was like, yo, what's going on? Is that Zac? Yeah, that's Zac Efron, chat. Yeah. The old lady has a picture of Zac Efron, and that is a live action picture of him. That is a real picture of Zac Efron. That's crazy. I really like when shows do stuff like that and like kind of do the live action and the thing together. That's all really funny, and I think it worked really well here. And then we see Frankenstein. He's out here partying on a yacht, and he's still been waiting for the bride this whole time. Bro is a stalker, bro is a creep, and he doesn't understand personal space or anything else along the lines of that. Like he just does not get it at all. And that it just be like that. But then we get into episode 2, and episode 2 is basically the entire backstory for Frankenstein and the bride. And I think that this was such a powerful and like crazy backstory, right? He's like, yo, you have a wife. He tells him all this stuff. I mean, we start this story by finding out that Dr. Victor Frankenstein has a wife. He's already created the monster, and his monster wants a wife the same way that he has a wife. So that's what makes it all the more wild when he ends up smashing the creation for the creation later, which is why everything about the story was wild. Like nothing was okay on any level. Like Frankenstein wasn't okay. What Victor did also was not okay. And then none of that's okay because you know what I'm saying? Like if he looked at Victor like his son, then that would also mean that the bride would be like his daughter, and then that just gets real weird, man. That's just weird. It's creepy. I'm that's just all wild. That all of that was wild. I was not ready for that story to transpire the way that it did. But James Gunn does a damn good job of giving us backstories as well. I thought in Suicide Squad, they did a really good job of giving everyone's backstories, finding out about Ratcatcher and how like her and her dad did stuff, and then finding out about Idris Elba's character, which I can't remember what his name was, but finding out about all of those characters and different things. It was awesome to kind of get those moments, and now to be able to get those moments again here, but from this different angle of seeing, seeing these characters discuss things together. Man, James Gunn just be doing the damn thing. That's all I can say. He just be doing the damn thing, and I think he really did do the damn thing with this show as well. When we start the next episode, we see that Rick Flag is pissed because he's pissed. He's like, bro, I'm on your side. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to get electrocuted. I want you to live. You feel me? And he ends up, we already know that the princess is horny, okay? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But back at the Bride of Frankenstein, with the bride, it's just, I think that this was an amazing backstory for both of them to cover not only who Frankenstein is, not only who the bride is, but also to give us who Frankenstein is, when we haven't really seen him in the show yet. He wasn't a part of Task Force M in any way. So to see him be introduced through her backstory and also know that he's his own character, I think it's a really two birds, one stone type of thing that has me excited. I want to see more of his character and how he is. I was not ready for him to be like this Shakespearean Lovecraftian thing. I wasn't ready for that. That was crazy, and it was also really, really cool. Like, it was really cool to see him be so different from a Frankenstein that I have ever seen before. Like, I've never seen a Frankenstein that's like a lover boy crying, wants love, and all of this stuff. Like, I've never seen that type of thing happen before. So it was crazy to see it kind of occur here. I just never, I don't know. It was just wild to see that. And to see how she just immediately was not a fan of him at all. And that's also, everything is just so sad. Like, it was sad for him, but then he became a creep about it. And then it was not sad for her, but then she became a creep. I don't know. Everybody just became creepy. Everything got creepy. And I wasn't okay with that, you know what I mean? So it was weird, but it was awesome again to see all of these different type of characters just interacting with each other at the same time. Seeing what type of doctor Victor was, seeing how he really did teach her how to talk, like teach her, like, it's just creepy, man. Nothing about this isn't creepy. Like, nothing about it isn't creepy. That's all I can say. It just super, super duper creepy spill. But then we also get to see Cersei. Cersei doing her Cersei thing with a sense of the mascara. And they're all chilling. Look, they all love her. They're all head over heels for her. And we get to see magic, just straight up magic just occurring, which is badass. I love the way that we can just see magic happening actively. But yeah, did I forget to mention that the princess is, the princess is so horny. She gets him all locked up. She kisses him, and then of course, he couldn't. Once that happened, it was over, and then he had no control. All he knew to do was grab the yams, and the yams was grabbed. And once the yams is grabbed, things happen from there. So that was crazy. And then the little gag with them all out in the front, all of that's fine. I'm not tripping. This is wild. Frankenstein really was torn up about not having someone who to love. He really just wanted somebody to love, and that's, it's sad. And obviously, it's like there's just so much wrong here, right? Like, Victor obviously made Frankenstein, didn't teach him the right stuff of what's going on. He also made the bride, does teach her the right stuff, and then ends up screwing her. Like, bro, there's just so much wrong with that on so many levels. And I hope that's not something that I have to explain to anybody in the future, because I know people be tripping. Cersei pulls up, and straight up fisticuffs happen yet again. I told y'all earlier that everybody was catching the fade, and I meant everybody was catching the fade, bro. And when Cersei and the bride start going at it, it is lit. You know what I'm saying? The Bride is basically She-Hulk for all, for all intents and purposes. She's basically She-Hulk. So when she starts going ham, she starts going ham, and boy, was it lit. It was just crazy. But maybe she's not as strong as She-Hulk because She-Hulk doesn't use guns like that. But I guess she would if she needed to. I love this shot of seeing Cersei turn the bullets into butterfly energy beams and then shooting them right back at her. Like, whoa, that was fire, bro. Like, that was fire. The choreography for these fights also amazing. Like she throws the thing, jumps through it, whoops her ass through four walls as she's jumping. She starts flying, redirects it, shoots her in the air. She uses the gravity to knock her back down, hits the ground, uses magic to get it, grabs her leg, bam! Like, bro, oh my god, like that shit was badass. Like that shit was badass. And this is only the second episode, and we have already had two really solid fight scenes, man. And I can't wait to see what these other fight scenes look like too. Like you know what I mean? That was crazy. Like the way that the flashbacks of her just getting rammed on the thing. Like, bro, do you know how wild it is for bro to be smashed? Like, bro, all of that is just so like, and bro's just sitting there watching. Like, oh my god, bro, like that. Like, bro, he lost it. Look. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna kill him. I thought he was gonna kill him right then and there. So I'm surprised he didn't. You feel me? But yeah, man. Like the fights was badass. They were going off. Like, bro, this was good. This was good. I liked it. I want to see more. I want to see more action. I want to see what can happen next. I'm hyped for it, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right in the family jewels, baby. Right in the family jewels. And then Cersei does some crazy badass magic stuff, and she basically turns she turns the bride's arms into straight up balloons, bruh. Like, wham! Like, yo, magic being magic, right? That is definitely magic being magic, which is wild. I love it. I love stuff like that. I love when we get super weird and magical because that's how magic works. And then she just wham pushes her off. And I felt so bad that Homegirl just got her bowl just shot open and then she was just a fish out of water and could not do anything. I was like, bro, oh no. Like, this is crazy. Yo, I just feel bad for them, yo. I feel bad for them, yo. W episode. Can't wait to see what the next episode is going to be. And then, of course, we also get the montage at the end of the bride and Frankenstein fighting for years, him chasing her trying to get away over the years, and him just not being able to take a hint at all. And of course, he's mad creepy with it too, so that doesn't help anything. But I think it was over like the course of like 200 years that they were basically like they were in this dog mouse type of thing, running away from each other. He's running towards her, all of it, and so on and so forth. And that was dope. You know what I mean? I like it. I like the way that they showed that happening. I think it gives us this little quick thing right here. Like, look at that. That's awesome. And then we end it with them on the floor here. And then no doubt in the next episode, he's probably going to come save somebody or something as well. I'm hyped to see where this goes, chat. I'm hyped to see where this goes, and I want to know how you guys feel in the comment section down below. So drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions about James Gunn's Creature Commandos season premiere in the comment section down below. And you can always send a super thanks to show your support or a super chat if you want me to dive deeper into the DCU lore behind these characters or the DC lore or some DCU lore that might be going on or anything like that. I appreciate you.